We starting with Rasheed.
Yo.
Do you remember this one right here?
What's that?
I wake up early in the morning, round the crack of dawn, wave to my neighbors like what's up, and tat it up.
That bang in my trunk.
Everybody in my city.
If you know, you know.
Because I got my speakers going hammer. Speakers going hammer. Speakers going hammer.
My speakers out of space like E.T. Cops watching your thing like TV. He be going. Soulja be going.
I got 12 diamond chains like a OC.
What he said? Follow me like the Wizard of Oz. I love this pocket he in. I got the money on me right now. Free Tory, man.
There's a lot of truth in this song too, man. We ain't playing around.
He talking to the lawyer saying, I ain't got the money right now.
Facts.
Just wait for me, yo. I told you to wait. Go.
Yeah.
This is just a bop. From jail? To make this from jail?
So wait, let me drop this first.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can't Make This Up podcast.
We are back
CMTU. That's
Yup.
abbreviation.
in the building.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Jayreal Suave. Jayreal _ Suave.
That's
To
the
my
truth.
right,
That's the truth.
we got
Your one and only law-abiding citizen,
right. That's Rasheed
Rasheed.
_ UAV.
I really don't be doing that. I should do that. I
That's why
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
That's why I did it.
I appreciate you.
That's
you
why
got
I
my
did
back.
it.
I got yours.
Can't Make This Up podcast, episode 29.
Yes, sir.
How we feeling, brother? We back. Subscribe to the channel, by the way. You don't
Yes.
start off like that. Amen.
The bell. Hit the bell as well.
Hit the bell.
Don't forget to hit the bell.
Yeah.
How am I doing, Bill?
Yeah, man. How's the headspace?
Headspace is good.
Shout out Tory Lanez. I'm sorry. I know
shout
I
out
asked how you
Tory
doing,
Lanez.
but free Tory.
Free Tory for
I had
real.
to play that last John because
Yeah, free Tory.
to
He
make
was
this
singing.
from jail.
He don't
it's
got the
just-
money right now.
Yo, just wait. He told you to
Yeah,
wait.
Just hold on.
The lawyers ain't trying to hear him.
Facts. Facts.
Just be patient.
Let me drop the album first, and then
Know what I'm saying?
we can talk about it.
Soulja Boy too. I want to talk about Soulja Boy. That
some
man's
respect.
a pioneer. Put some respect on Soulja
Soulja's
Boy
name.
I don't care what nobody say. I grew up on him.
Yeah.
What? Crank That Soulja Boy was the biggest song in the world. Like, don't ever deny it.
It was everywhere.
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 The first song
Big T-shirt.
to ever be digitally on the internet.
Facts. That's when they was using what's that? I can't remember that website. Not that Piff. There's another website. Start with an S.
MySpace.
Is it MySpace?
Is MySpace.
I remember I used to go on there to grab every Soulja Boy song. You feel me?
It would no. I feel like it's something else.
It start with an S. I can't remember. I'm a
But MySpace
I
was
might
definitely
remember.
a platform.
definitely.
And Soulja Boy
definitely.
was the first rapper to go digital in the new era.
Facts.
Don't ever forget. Biggest
Facts.
song in the world.
Facts.
And then got the nerve to make a Kiss Me Through the Phone. Come on, Soulja. Then after that got the nerve to speakers going hammer.
Yeah,
like,
bro. My favorite line.
Put some respect.
Pretty
on
Boy take off in 5, 4,
Four,
3.
Yes, sir. Get
I'm
out
like,
the way.
Yeah, shout out to Soulja.
Shout out to Soulja, man.
Yeah, man.
But how you doing, brother? My fault.
You listen, before I even continue, I just want to say I love the tangent, man. We always go off on tangents.
Yeah,
I love
healthy tangents.
Healthy tangents.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, man. I can't complain about anything. Life great.
Yeah.
I do have 2 tickets that I have to pay for.
Okay.
Quick story. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned it, but so there was a snowstorm, and I left my car on the road when I
Yeah.
should have moved it.
Right.
I don't know where else to move it. Right.
Right.
So I got a ticket, $200. And
that's harsh.
so check what I did though. I didn't want to pay the $200 because I couldn't pay the $200. So I put not guilty on the paper and sent it back in. That's a little delay for y'all
Yeah.
to get the money so y'all can pay.
A little cheat
You
code.
feel what I'm saying? Now I'm about to get in trouble.
Hey, I got it. No, hold on. I got another one for her.
SWAT about to come
Because-
into my place.
Hey. I got another one for them.
Mhm.
Because New York parking is so bad, right?
Terrible.
You know what I
Terrible.
start doing now?
Uh-huh.
I start parking in spaces by my job where I'm not supposed to be at,
Yeah.
and I take a previous ticket envelope and post it on there as if I got a ticket already.
Yo, I think last year I was thinking to
Yo.
myself, like, can I bring spray paint like the white one with me, right? So I can make a parking spot for myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I do got to pay the
post the
tickets.
old ticket envelopes on y'all windshield when you park in illegal spots.
Yeah. Well, listen,
It'll
we
save you.
shouldn't be giving this away. Y'all are lucky.
No, we should.
Okay? Yeah,
you
but
can only get this information on K-Baby
Exactly.
podcast. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
Once again.
You really can't make it up. So yeah, now on the 10th is my court date, and I'm gonna go in and say, I know I'm guilty, but the reason why I said not guilty is because I couldn't pay the money.
Yeah.
Right?
I ain't got the money on
So-
me right now.
Facts. Facts. So yeah, man, that's the only issue I really have. So
Yeah.
everything else is decent.
Hello?
Oh, that's Pops in the back.
sorry.
Hey, give it up for Pops in the back.
Give it
You
up
can't
for
see his
Pops.
face, but we got the mic in the back. We got a little congregation. We forgot to tell y'all. Feel me? We got an extra voice. You're not gonna see the faces, but the voices are here. So if you just hear random voices, don't be startled.
I just wanted to make sure I was loud.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
good?
yeah,
I
yeah,
hear you
you
loud
good.
and clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't sound retarded, do I?
Nah, you good.
no.
You good.
Nah,
How you feeling, Pops?
I'm great. Thank you very much. I
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate
Thank
that,
you for
son.
being on the show.
Hey,
Let me
man,
applaud you for that.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Usually, I got a great
Right.
show going here. I watch it every week. I always got my comments.
Right.
I enjoy it.
We need those.
Watch it on YouTube, fellas,
Yes.
girls. Come on, everybody, watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Subscribe.
Appreciate that.
But sometimes when you go to court and you tell your sob story, you get your ticket reduced.
Right. So
you
that's
be all right.
that's why I said I'm gonna plead
that's a
my
good-
case.
that's a good
I'm gonna be like,
pickup.
yo, listen, I didn't have it, so I put not guilty. I know I'm guilty.
Right.
I left my car out there not thinking about it.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that I can get the
You gotta sound a little bit more sorrowful though. It was cold.
yeah. So you saying like I should like bring a whole story in there. It was a
almost like
long night.
water your eye a little
Right,
bit.
right,
Drop
right.
a little Visine in there.
Right. Show up with your hands ashy for no reason.
Facts.
Like just
Facts.
make them look sorry.
Dirty jeans. Yeah. I'm gonna rub my jeans in some
Piss stain on the jeans so they don't eat you dirty.
Don't forget
Facts.
the food on the side of the mouth.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You're not gonna wipe that.
Nah. But yeah, that's the
That's a
situation,
good
man.
point. That's a good point.
That's some knowledge right
Yo,
there.
for real though.
But yeah, man, how you doing though?
Yo, everything is good, man. I really
Yeah?
can't complain. Slowly, I told you last time, I'm planning for for my birthday trip
Mm-hmm.
that's coming up. I'm gonna do a whole vlog for that.
That's gonna-
Suave
y'all
Entertainment.
watch out for that.
Watch out for that. Subscribe to the channel.
So y'all
And
can
you'll
see.
see.
it.
You dig what I'm saying?
Click the bell.
Even though this dude ain't coming,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Brother gotta take care of business.
right. Work
Feel
for
me?
a white man and whatnot.
You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
Nah, everything's good though, man.
Yeah?
I can't complain. Been
That's
trying
good.
to put out as much content as I can between the pod and just my own personal stuff. And
Yeah.
keeping everything intact. in
Good
my personal
headspace.
life, yeah.
You continue in the gym?
Oh, always,
Gotcha.
always. Any gym pet
Facts.
peeves part
Facts.
3. We gonna keep this rolling.
I didn't go last week though. I went twice.
Oh, you
Twice
was,
last
you was
week.
tired.
Nah, I wasn't even tired. It was just time.
Yeah.
It was just time. And I wasn't gonna go to the gym at 10 p.m. because that's just I need my sleep. You feel
Right,
me?
right,
so
right.
and
Bluetooth
yeah, so I
disconnected.
didn't.
Oh, why did it disconnect?
Bluetooth
Bluetooth
connected.
disconnected and
Oh,
connected.
connected again. Okay. We
What you
good.
doing, Siri?
We good.
But yeah, I didn't go last week. Got to do better this week though. Next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It'd be like that because I had a week like that the week before the last.
Mhm.
And I was just like, damn. I was kind of hard on myself, but I got to remember it's just consistency.
That's very true. That's very true.
For sure.
The motivation gonna leave, but staying consistent when the motivation is gone that's the most important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You feel me?
How we doing on time, brother?
We good. We got 8 minutes. We got
All
a
right.
lot of time.
All right, check this.
Yeah.
I want to just bring this to your attention.
Yup.
You're not going to be able to hear, but from the context of the conversation, you could chime in. On my Pop the Balloon watches,
Uh-oh.
all my Pop the Balloon watches, I like this show right here because it's an experiment.
It is.
And it really shows a lot.
and
with these
also
people.
it's goddamn hilarious.
It's hilarious. Keep in mind, divorce rates are higher than ever. Keep in mind. Most women in America are not married today. Just remember that before I play this.
Little bit rated R.
What? It's up to you. Whatever you want. Go ahead and ask him. Go ahead and ask him.
Okay, please don't think I'm immature for asking. I just really want to know.
Send it to you?
How
You have it, right? She said. You heard her?
How big
I'm
is
a little freak, so I had the chick measurement. So it was like 8, but I was like trying to do the most to pull to get the 8.5. So, but I got 8, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it.
You can tell when a nigga lying.
Okay. 8 inches,
My
that's
bad.
a little too big for me. What you?
So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm like a little bit under 7, but like 6 circumference.
What about on soft?
On soft? Oh man, I would say.
Are you a
Why does
grower?
that matter?
I'm more of a grower than a
You're a
shower.
grower.
Yeah, yeah. Best believe
I respect
I'm more of a
that.
grower
I
than
respect
a shower.
that.
But you know, I haven't had any complaints.
Facts.
I have no
Facts.
complaints.
Okay, when you say that, how much to like? Go,
See,
I know I'm
What?
dragging this. How many people have you done?
Have
What's
I
your
had
body
sex
count?
with? I don't know. It's probably more than my age.
When though? Like now or when you was younger, like my
Like
age?
more than my current age.
No, what I'm asking you, like, were you having a lot of sex then, or are you having a lot of sex now?
All of the above.
She's still going.
Because like I'm trying to figure out when did you get the most bodies? Cause like I'm really
Yeah.
I love my body too much to just be
Well, I'm very much so. I think sexual health is really important.
Okay.
So, I go to the STD clinic every 3 months. I get tested. I wear condoms. If we decide
she
to
just
have
whisper?
unprotected sex,
You
we're
heard
going to
that?
practice some form of birth control.
Okay. Do you want
For a long time,
please
I
say
don't.
yes, because I'm starting to like you. Please. Say
To be honest, with the way that the world is looking right now, I don't think so.
yes. But you're 31.
I understand that, but there's mass shootings every other day. There's
Okay, so
climate change.
if we was to, rock it out, could I change your mind?
I don't know, unless you go and make $1 million, maybe.
All right. There's a lot to this.
what's your question? What's your question?
There is a lot to unpack.
What-
Now,
are we
I have
reacting?
I have several questions.
Are we reacting?
No,
Or
no,
are
no.
you
We're not
gonna-
reacting. Nothing.
Okay,
We're not.
okay. All right.
There's no roles. For
Okay.
This.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
play
yeah.
the girl? No.
No. That's
Listen,
not ain't
You're right.
me neither,
You
bro.
mean reacting?
Yeah. Why?
I have. Why? I have several questions. Rasheed,
Mhm.
first off,
Yep.
what do you make of this? let me just start there.
I
What
think it's blasphemy. That's what I think it is. Okay. I think it's we are in a time where first of all, I just think some of the questions was just like, why? We could talk about this off camera, shorty. Like we don't gotta. And I get the premise of pop the balloon, but ask some other questions, some other productive questions. You feel what I'm saying? But that's all I got. That's all I got. It's disappointing to see. Go ahead. I respected brother though. I respected the first dude. I think he was lying. The way he was, he was like, I was trying to stretch to get a half an inch. Shut up, dog. We know what you got. All right. The second dude, I appreciate his honesty. I do.
That's where I'm gonna interject, Rasheed.
Go ahead.
And say I disagree. I do not respect the brothers for answering. I don't.
Right.
I don't respect.
I'm not saying I
don't
would answer.
I don't respect Shorty for asking the question.
Yes.
And I don't respect the brothers for just flat out. Yeah, I'm gonna just be real.
That's
not cool.
In the case of entertainment, I respected his
it's
honesty.
gonna sell.
But I wouldn't do that.
Why?
My answer would be like,
Why?
Shorty, because I don't need to put that out there. Well, this is a conversation between me and you. We're trying to be together. If that's the goal of Pop the Balloon, right? We're trying to build chemistry.
Also to the fact that you're on a show to find love.
Exactly. Like
This
why?
is the
why?
problem in the dating world where people intertwine the sex and the love thing.
Yeah.
Way too much.
She also brought up the point about
She showed her
body
age
count
too.
Yeah, she brought up the point about body count and stuff. She was like, I need to know because I don't want my body to like, you know what I'm saying? I guess she was implying that she don't want to date anybody that's been having. I don't know if she was saying she didn't want to date.
I don't know what
anyone
she
that
was
having
saying.
sex with too many people or having sex with.
I don't know
a
what
little
she
amount
was
of people.
saying.
The point I'm trying to make is though is that those are not questions you asked in I'm trying to find somebody to spend the rest of my life with. Like what kind of
I'm gonna tell you. I'm
it's
gonna
like
tell
a
you.
one night stand.
I'm gonna tell you what she was trying to find. She was trying to find somebody to make her a baby mom, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. She's asking about the body count. You went through all of that. I assume this was at the end of the show because she gave her the liberty to ask whatever questions. That usually happens toward the end of each episode. So she got through the whole episode just to throw this out there, right? Only for her to talk to this man, say, yeah, he got this amount of bodies, but he's not trying to have no babies with her. And then got the nerve to ask, well, can I change your mind? It was just very like wishy-washy, confusing to me.
She was trying to force the situation.
And even within all of what she said, I didn't hear anything that was in alignment to real love. You know what I'm saying? It just, she came with a certain agenda.
Yeah, it's just entertainment.
And
to
she
be
showed
honest.
she showed her age, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not sitting here to like, slam the sister because I don't really know her, but
we should bring back shame.
I think
we should bring back shame.
Wait,
she should be.
Usually when I watch those pop the balloon show, but I usually watch. It's more than one question, right? Usually.
Yes.
All right. So maybe we got the last part of that question, but her concern, maybe she had. The thing about it is she could get to ask the question, but we don't know about her.
Yeah.
We don't know what we could say. Ask the thing. What is your body?
The question itself says a lot about her. That's the thing.
Right.
And I think it's a question that could be asked, but not like she said it, but not you gotta ask me that.
Right. I don't need to tell you my size, bro. Like this is a surprise.
8 niggas there, like
right.
No, for real.
Exactly. I'm just disappointed in the first dude. The first dude he was just trying to stress that. I'm like, bro, relax. You ain't gotta say all of that. Now we know what you got.
This is the reality. But I only showed this to you because she's one of many.
You gotta put your phone back to charge.
Oh yeah, facts.
Sorry,
she's one of many, bro.
Yes.
She's one of many sisters that lead and men that lead into relationships with sex.
Yes.
Have very much Jezebel energy.
Right.
And bring that as the leading factor to finding love. And this is why relationships fail, man. It was very kind of sad and cringing to watch something like that. I'm not gonna lie. And again, I'm gonna ask the biggest question: why is it always us? Why?
All right, stop at that question.
No,
we'll go back. We'll go back.
Oh, it's
time.
Sure. Okay.
Great question.
Yeah.
Why is it always us? That's the question of the day.
Why is it always us?
It's very embarrassing because I talk about this with my family is that we're like we really are the laughing stock of the country when you think about it. When it comes to this certain entertainment or type of entertainment, because it's like stereotype starts because of videos like these.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Because of videos that contain more shame.
Yeah.
More audacity than shame.
Right. You cultivate such a culture where a lot of people just look at you with kind of no respect, to be honest, or no regard. I feel when you carry yourself like that, to be honest.
I don't know that sister in the video, but she should be very ashamed for asking a question like that.
Right.
She showed her age, and she went against pretty much the whole point of the show. If you wanted to fuck, you could have just went to Hinge, baby.
Right.
You could have just went to Bumble, baby.
Right. Exactly. You don't come.
Why did you wait to pop the balloon? Because you knew it was gonna go viral.
I think that's what it was.
If that's what you wanted, there was other settings for that, and I respect what Shorty, the creator of Pop the Balloon, what she's been able to make of this show. So I'm sure, like, even in her mind, she wasn't expecting you to ask that. These are men and women that come up on the show. They dress nice, bro. They have to look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, they don't want to be the time. I'm sure people's time don't want to be wasted.
Yes.
With questions as shallow as what's your body count and your penis size. Because how is that significant in you knowing that to build a steady connection, spiritual connection with somebody?
I mean, bro, when you think about it, look at the culture that we're in. we're kind of, when you think about it, and a lot of people talk about it, but we are in a hookup culture kind of. We don't really,
bro, for real.
We're not in the culture.
Oh my God, I'm so
where
glad you brought this up, bro.
You spend the rest of your life with someone that you guys can build an empire with. Like, I'm sure, or not just an empire. Maybe I'm reaching too much, but to build an almost perfect life with somebody. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we're not at that point at this right now. We're at a level where instant gratification is the most important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think that is very detrimental to our culture. And I think
it
even
is.
Dr. Umar spoke about it too.
He's spoke about
the things
this.
that we focus on when it comes to just your individual self and the people that you have relationships with is slowly dwindling.
Yes.
Because so many people, everything is transactional. This lady, she just, and you brought up a good point about the fact divorce rates is insane.
Bro,
nowadays.
we are the highest divorce, bro.
And
the
it's
least married
crazy.
and the highest divorce.
And it's so sad. It's so sad to see. And she is a prime example of the reason why we're having this conversation.
But this is to your point. I don't even blame her all the way, because you brought up a great thing, bro. And I want to expand a little more on it. Hookup culture. Our culture is intertwined with that way more than it needs to be. I feel like we are the leading race in hookup culture, bro.
Yeah, and
you
why
have
is
to
that
think,
advertised?
And listen, I'm gonna get into it because I recently watched a podcast of this lady talking about the spirit of Jezebel.
Yeah.
And how we enter relationships with the spirit of Jezebel, meaning we enter relationships basically as sex addicts.
Right.
And addicts, right?
Yeah.
Addictions come on a spectrum, she explained.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we may not know we have a certain addiction to sex going into a relationship.
Right.
Until we're actually in that situation, bro.
Right.
She explained that relationships, especially for our culture, if you really pay attention, bro, it's been conditioned for us for the longest. Look at one of our favorite shows to watch, Martin, bro. Martin is one of all-time favorite. Yes or no?
For sure. I still watch that on 1 through 3 movies.
Right. Were Martin and Gina married? No.
No.
The whole show, they were not married, bro.
Nope.
These little things condition us people, black people that watch these shows,
right, as
like a sign, like, okay, this is okay for us to just be boyfriend and girlfriend for 10 years.
Yeah. And
shack up in each other's houses. It plays a part into our approach in real life when it comes to marriage.
It's dangerous.
And commitment. It's Martin is just one example, bro. But it's just like, it's conditioned through the shows, through the media.
It's dangerous. You know what I'm
saying? Like, people black love has been under attack for a while, but it's currently under attack, bro.
And it's getting worse. It's getting worse by the day. And this is one of the biggest things that you could take away from the Pop the Balloon show is that it brings up these concerns. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a good show that she's bringing up. And I hope this is something that I don't know her name. I wish I knew her name, but the host, right?
What's in it? Ari?
Is it Ari? It might be Ari. But this is like a good.
Starts with an A.
Yeah, it's like a good research to do on the show. You get to see so many things.
I feel the show is more an experiment than a show for finding love. I really think it's a show unintentionally set up to show the shallowness in the modern dating world, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty
bad.
Bro,
you watch 5 episodes of Pop the Balloon, I promise you would be so turned off from people, bro.
We're focused.
Is shallow, bro.
I really do think we're focused on the wrong things.
For something that's supposed to be a spiritual connection, people are so shallow, and that's the saddest part, bro.
And that is crazy how it's like a 180 switch in the past, let's say 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
The past 20, 30 years, bro, things have been getting worse and worse socially for a lot of people, especially for the black community in America. And I'm speaking on America's behalf because this is where I live. I've experienced so many years of seeing so many things happen to our culture, and it's sad to see a lot of people come out on a live television and say things like these, because then now we're looked at as a part of the problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a magnet. One person from the culture does this. Now, majority of the culture is probably doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Based off of assumptions.
Humans are followers too, so.
Huge.
We see
huge.
one person doing something, especially today.
It's a sad situation, and I really hope, one can be hopeful for the future, but I think we're on a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And I'm appreciative of shows like these to kind of, expose some of the situations that we have going on.
I think it's a pretty good thing. I'm not gonna lie.
It's sad for the dating world. You feel what I'm saying? It's sad for the dating world. And maybe I don't have the
Bluetooth connected.
Here go the Bluetooth again. What's going on, yo?
That joint don't want to work.
Nah, for real.
It's not charging?
Nah, it's being racist again. All right, keep it going.
Nah, but it's a sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that we see it. And to bring back the fact that the divorce rate is at an astronomical
all-time
high. That's insane to me. And I think my understanding of it is that people are giving up too easily. And people,
and we're not going into relationships healed, ladies and gentlemen.
You just took
took
the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say that. Well, us as individuals, we have our own problems that we bring into a relationship.
Terrible ones.
And what I think happens is
baggage.
We think that the person that we get together with is gonna help us get over that situation or baggage that you have.
Wrong.
And that's on both ends of the spectrum, to men and women. And I think that's so dangerous because you really do have to be able to sit down with yourself, reflect. Because if you can't reflect, you can't be accountable. And if you can't be accountable, it's like a domino effect. You can't be accountable, you're gonna blame every outside entity than yourself. And that's such a bad situation. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people our culture is going through what they're going through right now. I mean, even I would say that I'll call myself out right now. I'm not dating a black woman. And I'm not dating, and it's not that I chose, yes, I did choose to not date a black woman, but it's not that I don't like to date black women. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at where we're going in the culture, a lot of black men ain't marrying black women. And I think that's so, I realize and recognize that that's not necessarily a good thing. You feel what I'm saying? But we're broken. We're so broken. We focus on the wrong things. We spend money on the wrong things. We don't have financial literacy. We don't have, we do have education. There's a lot of black women going to school and finishing school and graduating, which is great.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to self-reflection, when it comes to, having that logical mindset in certain things, we don't have that, and it's missing.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And it seeps into our love life.
Exactly. And drink water. Okay.
Yeah. And just
drink
wash your backs.
Drink your water.
Like everything will be.
Stay consistent with what you're doing in life and work on yourself.
You know
you got to be reflective. You got to be able to sit down with yourself.
All of this happens when you don't wash yourself properly.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
You stink. Now your attitude gonna stink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your body give off a stench. Your attitude gonna give off a stench.
No, for real.
Y'all gotta work on yourselves.
Dirty body.
Stop.
Lord of mercy. Blood of Jesus. Blood of Jesus.
You say this, then you probably need a whole nother. You say this, then you probably need
phrases that don't make sense.
Because you can't just put a word inside of another word when you feel like it. I could care less. Okay, so you do give a damn. You have the ability to care a little. Okay, so you give a fuck. You're trying to say you don't, but you're saying you do. Irregardless.
That's retarded.
I've never used.
That's retarded.
Now it's just regardless. More better. I feel like I don't even gotta explain that regardless ass shit. Worser. You just made my day worser by uttering that word that you made up. Past history. Oh, do you know any future history? You see what I'm saying? What the fuck do y'all be talking about?
Right,
bro.
Nah, I agree. I agree.
80% of those were retarded. I never used those.
I agree. I mean, it's a vocab issue. You feel me? A lot of people nowadays, not even nowadays, just in general, a lot of people just
if you say irregardless, we cannot be friends.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never really heard anyone say irregardable.
Yo, irregardless.
Irregardless. If I heard that though, I would probably have to call you out. In your face.
That just tells me that in elementary school, that part where you were taught suffixes and prefixes, you didn't pay attention. Because what are you talking about?
You tripping. You tripping.
Irregardless.
Yeah, y'all need to read a book.
Pick
up a thesaurus.
This is what happens when you listen to audiobook. No, let me stop.
Yo, that's not funny, bro. That's not funny.
Shout out all my book listening community. All right.
Hey, I'm giving Audible a lot of money.
You feel what I'm saying?
Nah, but I do agree with that. It's really just vocab. You just got to work on your suffixes and your prefixes and just learning more words. You know, I think you should start by using one big word a day.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll probably help. Do
you have a favorite word?
A favorite word.
Favorite word or phrase?
A favorite word.
Rasheed had a slogan.
If I had a slogan, it'd be wash your ass. That's my slogan. It'd be wash your ass. Right. But my favorite word right now is accountability.
Accountability.
That is my favorite word right now. And it speaks so much the levels of that word.
That's a strong word.
It's so strong, bro. And being reflective. I feel like that's so important because you get to answer questions that you wouldn't be able to answer if you didn't do that reflection.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It kind of give you a relief, kind of, when you are reflective, when you actually say, you know what? I was wrong when I said this. And maybe I could have said it differently, and it probably would have ended up maybe positively if I responded this way. And if I got up and actually did what I was supposed to do. And, you know, that's to speak to that. I wrote something down that it's not that I'm struggling with, right? But you ever just have this issue and you keep saying, you know what, I'm going to start Monday.
Right.
I'm going to start Monday. And then Monday comes and you don't start. And then you're like, damn, you know, I'll do it Tuesday. Tomorrow morning, that's it. Right. I'm going to get done. I'm going to get ready. I don't know where that comes from, but sometimes it be happening to me. And I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people.
You're describing procrastination.
And it is procrastination. Yes. It's laziness. It is laziness. How do you get out of that is the question. And I've been trying to answer that myself because nobody's perfect, right? Yeah. No one, you're never 100%. I don't think ever, right?
I think we go on time, my fault.
Yeah. And I think, having that flaw, I think it's just a human nature thing where you want to procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? You might have a day where you are going to procrastinate.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
It's natural.
I don't know. That
happens.
You feel what I'm saying?
It's a habit, though, I will say.
Like, I was sitting down. That's true. You got to form better habits, good habits.
Yes.
And I must say, last week when I didn't go to the gym, I would call it procrastination because obviously I could have went to the gym at 10 p.m. You know what I'm saying? I could have went to the gym or 9 p.m., spend an hour, get out by 10:30.
Yeah.
I could have done it, but I was like, you know what? Nah, next week I'll just do better next week.
Right.
And I think that's such a dangerous mindset to have because it'll become a habit where you're just gonna keep saying, all right, I didn't do well this week, but I'm gonna do better next week. And then next week comes and you do the same thing you did last week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just builds up to a not a good situation. But I just wanted to bring that up because I'm sure a lot of people go through that. God is with you.
Yeah. God is love.
God is with you.
Yeah.
God is love.
I like that.
Bro. Yeah. You feel me? Let's talk about some how much time we got?
Yeah, how much time?
3 minutes.
Okay. It's a little time.
What you got? No, go ahead. Go ahead. We got 3 minutes.
We got a young lady in the back.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Introduce yourself for the camera, young lady. Yeah, just introduce yourself.
You can be incognito. Yeah, it's cool.
Can I take this off?
Yeah, take it
ahead.
off. Okay. I told him. I done told him. He was like,
she
no.
She don't want to talk. She's trying to stall everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wait.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Wait,
what's your name?
Mel.
Okay. Hey, Mel. Listen, let me applause for you. Yes. Welcome to the show, Mel.
What I was going to say regards into
you and like your lack of not even lack. It's you're saying it's procrastination, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I also feel like it's lack of self discipline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have that discipline where, like, we all have that path where we be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes in. But it also falls in like, yeah, you procrastinate, but you don't have like that self control within yourself, and you don't have discipline. So I feel like if you build those two things, that like you like saying like, oh, I'm gonna work on it tomorrow, it's gonna be a thing like, you know what, I'm gonna just get it done today.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I agree with that. I'll say this. I do think that I am very consistent in the things that I do. I do think that I'm very consistent because I have been very consistent. And with let's use going to the gym for example. And I would say I have a little bit of discipline. But then at the same time, I do think that even anybody who has the highest level of discipline will always have that week where they're like, I've been doing so well that I can probably,
you kind of plateau.
You know what I'm saying? But then I know that next week I'm definitely going to get back to what I want to do because I have the habit of being consistent and staying disciplined. Yeah. But it's hard for a lot of people who's starting out as trying to.
In the beginning, it's always hard.
Yeah. So, and I do understand. I definitely agree with you that it is lack of discipline, and if I did have a certain level of discipline, that probably wouldn't happen. Yeah.
But also understand too, the days that you feel like you don't want to go to the gym, that's what
it's the best time. Yeah.
It like is what really is the.
That's
best
facts. That's
time,
facts. You're speaking facts. So you're speaking the truth. Y'all heard that. Listen.
Absolutely.
Listen. I just want to talk about where we're in seasonally. It is springtime. The weather's getting warmer. I need to see people outside more. Go for a walk. The sun is setting at 7 p.m., 7:07 to be exact. Go for a walk after work. Meet up with some friends. Kids that go to school, get the hell off the game for a little bit.
Listen to Uncle Rasheed while I
get the hell off the game a little bit, right? Hang out with some friends at the park. If the park dirty, tell your parents to complain.
To uncle.
Tell your parents to complain to the people who keep it clean. The maintenance guys.
You sent it.
Right.
Thank you, love.
Have a good time. It's spring.
Before y'all even
Summer's showing up.
All right, Rasheed.
My bad.
So for y'all,
yeah.
Big auntie.
Come on, Teyana. I have a crush. I had a crush on her. Huge crush.
I still do.
Well, I don't.
That's besides the point. That's besides
got a shorty by my side. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's besides the
Trying
point.
to get me in trouble.
Shh.
My bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
God damn.
I'm just excited for the podcast.
Subscribe to the channel, yo. Hey, listen. I had to find it first.
Yeah.
Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert divorce suit. Apparently it been settled, but it just came out to the public. And I just wanted to bring up the conversation because it was a lot of controversy. There's always a lot of controversy around people relationships and love.
Yeah.
But I feel like this specifically is something to talk about because we talked about words like accountability.
Yeah.
We talk, you know what I'm saying? We talk about a bunch of strong words like that. And I feel like it plays a large part into this situation here. So pretty much, I couldn't find the actual like document of what each party had or walked away from, but essentially they walked away with what was theirs from when they.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like
made it seem like they were like people made it seem like Teyana Taylor was the one who left with everything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Iman was. Am I saying his name right?
Iman? Yeah.
Iman Shumpert.
Iman.
And he basically was only gonna just be paying child support, which is $8,000.
Right, which he can afford.
Month, right,
which he can afford.
And then he has to pay a one-time payment of $7,000, which is money that he I don't know if I'm getting this right, but money that he owed her from the times that she was basically holding him down.
Right. She walked away with 2 cars too, right?
But in reality, no, they actually split.
Everything is split.
So people made it seem like she was leaving with everything, but according to what she said on her live, she didn't leave with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They actually did split everything.
Yeah, he still got real estate.
So he got his real estate, he got his car, she got her car, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Social media.
And he got his masters, you know. She don't own his music. They were saying she owned it, but Ain't true.
Right. So I think it's a lot of outside noise that could play with your opinions on situations like this. But I think my question being is like when I hear certain guys online, for example, speak on these things, they immediately take the victim mentality, right? And I'm all for the guys, and I defend them when I can. But in this situation, I really cannot see how the men play the victim in this regard when in this situation, everything was cut out for Iman. The guys like to take the take of, hey, this is what happens when you involve the government in a marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in a situation, like, this is the real question. It's not even about them. But in a situation like Teyana and Iman, what's it to involve the government for real? When they both had their own shit and they walked away splitting everything. What's it to involving the government when two people want to make a union? Whenever I hear men take the victim mentality, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people online were just misinformed, you know what I'm saying? Including myself. But whenever I hear men take the victim mentality in this regard, it kind of is like a lack of accountability, as we talked about.
Yes.
It sounds a lot like it.
I'll say something else too. That statistically, or the reason why men take the what do you call it? The victim mentality is because for years, right? And I'm not saying that I agree with this at all. This is just statistics, right? For years, a divorce always ends up 70-30 or 80-20 or 90-10 to the women, right? And I think that's why, and because we're in such a, I don't know, how do you say it? I want to say the word wrong, untrustworthy time on the internet, is that people going to come up with whatever they're going to come up with, right? And they had, what's it called? You have the opportunity now for people to be swayed in a certain direction. You feel what I'm saying? Depending on what people are putting out, right? You got a lot of media companies that are just putting stuff out just to make money. You feel what I'm saying? And the fact that they came out with this whole thing about Teyana Taylor taking everything is now feeding into that stigma about every time a divorce happens, especially in America, the men always get the shitty end of the stick, right? Right. But which is,
I understand where that,
you know what I'm saying?
From.
That's that, and I think that's where it comes from. And I'm not saying that's entirely true, right? But that is a stigma, especially in America. That is what happens.
But
right?
And this is where the accountountability work comes in a little bit more, because I feel like dudes don't want the how you say bill sometimes, especially today.
Of course,
they don't want the bill of breaking up with somebody, or divorcing somebody, and the government making them pay for it. Pretty much.
Yes,
that's all I hear whenever I hear dudes kind of have the government being involved in a marriage case.
Yeah, well, when you think about it, a marriage is a huge risk for both sides. So it's like it is a business, because you get a lot of benefits for being married in America.
Yeah,
but it's the thing is though, you got to do your part.
People make it seem like it's a risk for only one side. It's a risk.
No, it's a risk for both. It's a risk for both sides.
You know what I'm saying? I would only presume it would be.
Exactly. And if, I mean, in any situation, if you get married, right, and it don't work out, I think both sides would want to take advantage of either side, right? And that happens a lot. It does happen a lot. I watched a podcast of this divorce lawyer talking about how one of his clients was going through so much with his wife because she was just, I mean, deranged basically. She just wanted to take everything from him, which she did, and he was basically telling the world, don't get married. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that's a dangerous thing, because there's a lot of people that want to get married and that will get married, and will enjoy marriage. Marriage isn't for everybody, as we can see. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like you can't. It's hard to listen to whatever people are posting nowadays. That's the point I'm trying to make is, you're gonna hear a lot of things. People just trying to make money off of this. And it's very disheartening because I don't know if Trumper came out and said anything about it.
I didn't hear anything from him.
But he wasn't complaining. I didn't hear nothing about him complaining. You know what I'm saying? So he did. Did he complain?
There's a lot of dynamics to divorce.
Well, yeah.
Me being one divorcee.
Yeah, what's your perspective?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Perspective.
You know, a lot of people. Yeah, we could say numbers, the percentage, or whatever, but a lot of people don't see what's happening in the courts. When I was in the courts, you could see the amount of dudes that are so emotional. You know, it's not that we want to go through it, you know, but I guess, you know, factors weigh in. But the amount of guys you see crying, the amount of guys you see, you know, just so upset because they know how much they're going to lose.
But my question, I'm sorry, to that is, if the man as the breadwinner or not the breadwinner, is he at risk either way?
Yes.
In the sense of divorce?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
in comparison to the woman?
Here we go.
Yeah.
It don't even matter. I wouldn't even get into mine, but usually it's the men are the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Say the man isn't making the same amount as the woman. Here's the issue: he can get support from the woman. She's making more. Whoever's making more, the guy, doesn't even. Whoever's the breadwinner,
right,
is the one
that's my question.
Will end up,
yeah.
Paid.
You also have to consider the fact that women are the nurturers by nature, and they're gonna have the kids, right? So, and the men they have to help regardless, even if she is the breadwinner. They have to help. You know what I'm saying? Because most times the kids do go with the mother. You know that happens all the time. So I think that it's complex in that situation where the man may make less but still has to pay because the child is with the mom. So he still has to provide for that child. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where that dynamic is kind of
100% right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say more in my situation. What I wanted was, it wasn't even a money factor. It was more my time with my sons. It's I wanted to make sure they see me. Like, all you hear is these black fathers are not around. They don't see their children. I would rather make that sacrifice for the time.
Right.
And even a bigger number that people don't like to speak about is the after effect.
Mm-hmm.
Women recover way faster than the men do.
Mm-hmm.
On average, it takes a man who gets divorced 12 to 20 years to recover.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to think about.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Yo, side note, I don't mean to mess up the conversation, but you ever have to go out with your friends, right? And you basically tell them a white lie, like I'm on my way, but you're still in bed? You ever done that?
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I do that all the time. I'm still in bed. I ain't even put my clothes on yet. But yeah, I'm on my way 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Never mind. That was a random thought. My fault.
Nah, you good. You do stuff like that. Yeah, facts. All the time.
Nah, this is a serious conversation though. I do it's tough. That's why a lot of people don't want to go into these marriages. Just like how we were saying, because also there's just a stigma. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge stigma behind getting married. You feel me? Because yes, it's a huge risk, but anything is really a huge risk in life. You know what I'm saying? And it's you're not always gonna grow old with the person that you marry. That is the fairy tale situation. But you got to heal first before you get into a serious situation. Yeah. You got to heal first.
With divorce, like I said, with the after effect, a lot of people think back. It's so funny. You said people do go and get remarried again to the same person, realizing that it wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The situation wasn't. There are situations that are big,
right?
But there are certain situations that
are redeemable.
I was gonna say, yeah. Most times it's communication. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, most times it is communication.
I've met 3 couples that got remarried, and they look back at themselves like, damn, we should have done, just stood together the first time.
Right.
Work things out.
Yeah.
Things like that.
We're good. We got time. 5 minutes.
Yeah. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a conversation that I had previously before. Like I spoke to you about this, and I spoke to my mom, and I've always said I feel like a marriage is really how you make it, right? So
You said that before.
and I've said this, how you make your marriage, and I feel like when you in a stage of being boyfriend and girlfriend, and if marriage is something that you both are looking into in the future, how your relationship plays out in your boyfriend and girlfriend stage, I feel like it should always translate into your marriage
into the
and
marriage.
reflect your marriage. The only difference is that the title would change from boyfriend and girlfriend to husband and wife, right? And now things are obviously more intense and a higher level,
Right?
But that spark and that spontaneous should always be there. And I feel like in regards to Teyana Taylor and Iman, she said she basically protected him for so long because she didn't want him to have the people look at him like he was a bad person or he's a bad man, he's not a good dad and whatever. And even though the divorce was literally finalized sometime last year, it literally came out this year.
Yeah.
And so even with that, she was trying to protect. She wasn't trying to have all that information to come out.
Right.
But he did make a comment.
He did.
He did. Yeah. He made a comment
when he said?
2 days ago, but it was referring to his zodiac sign, Cancer's this and blah blah blah, blah. But it was also relating to his marriage and why he did what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but going back to what you were saying about men, I did see a lot of men in the comments saying stuff I don't want to get married, I don't want to get this.
Yeah, that's
everybody's marriage is different.
That's
it's completely totally. Everybody's
Right.
marriage is gonna be the same.
And I'm not,
you know what I'm saying?
And
Go
I'm not attacking the men when I say that in the comments. When I see that in the comments,
It's
I'm
sad.
like, that's a poor reason
it's
to
sad.
not want to
wanna
get
get
married.
It's
And
also-
I'm not a person who's necessarily all for marriage, clapping my hands and stuff. But it's that wouldn't be my reason I would use to be I'm gonna watch Teyana and Iman's situation play out
And be oh, I don't want to get married.
I don't want to get married.
Yeah.
That's a very poor reason.
I think the statistics are very skewed, and that's why it really messes up people's mental space when it comes to the idea of getting married. But I don't know. I think marriage is hard. It's a job. It's a second job, a third job if you have two already. And it's you're constantly working at it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you seeing that person 24 goddamn 7. You guys gonna have to figure out how to get some personal space and some time together.
That
even when you have kids.
Is marriage as bad as people make it seem? You say?
No, it's not. I enjoyed my marriage. Your mother's not a bad person.
Yeah, she's a person.
Yep, she's a woman. Yeah, she's a lady.
I think not to get too into it. I think it's just unbalanced of not knowing more of who the person is.
Right. Right.
I can pretty much know who your mother is.
Right.
She's pretty much straightforward. She just needs to learn more of who I am. No knock on her, of course, but that's what it is. So there was just an unbalance of things, plus extra things that so,
yeah.
Facts. But yeah, that's. I mean, it is a crazy situation. But yeah, y'all need to heal. Okay,
For
y'all
real.
need to heal. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's tough, and I think that's the biggest.
Iman probably was not healed.
That you know what? That's the biggest situation. It's because nowadays people don't want to work hard. Y'all just want to get it and just live with it. No, you gotta work at it. I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm married. I ain't married.
Iman doesn't sound healed.
No.
And I hope he takes a situation like this to properly heal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Iman.
For a future relationship, whatever that may look like for him. Because I don't think he's a bad dude, but he didn't treat her the best, and those type of things have consequences when you are married. So,
and I gotta say on the flip side, like your mom,
yes. Talk a little louder, Demo.
Bring it up.
I said on the flip side, your mom's been married for a while now. And
Yeah.
I've been with Cheryl for 20 years.
Yes, yes.
We can see how things can work.
Yes,
Right.
yes. You got to see how they didn't work and see how they do work.
You know, yeah. So that's, you know, you're taking time to know.
Yeah.
The person, ins and outs, you know, what they like, what you do, space, all those type of things.
Yes, yes.
It's hard work.
It
It's hard work.
definitely is.
You just got to put the time in, regardless if it's a marriage or not. It's hard work. Any relationship is hard work.
Yeah. Good
You know what I'm saying?
relationships are built, not found.
Yeah, y'all can't be giving up too easily. Okay.
1, 2.
Yo,
Rashid, before
we
you
live.
go,
Go
before
ahead.
you go, bro,
Go
I have to
ahead.
play this.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Nah, go ahead.
Hold on.
You know I like listening.
Listen to this.
What's the craziest thing you've done for good pussy?
Man, I fucked the girl. She had good pussy. I sat outside her house for 2 days. And I'm going to tell you why. No, listen, I'm going to tell you why. I ain't never had no pussy like this in my life. And she fucked me good for a week straight, and she just stopped answering the phone. She just went missing. I ain't understand why. You know, I just want to know why.
Listen.
Outside of me wanting to know why, I'm like, hold on, this bitch stopped talking to me. If she stopped fucking me, who she fucking? So I sat outside her house for 2 days.
2 days.
Only reason I went home because I held my shit for over 24 hours. And my stomach, you know when you got the shit at the bottom of your stomach, like where it feel like it's above the dick.
Yeah.
But it's like in the back of the back, and it's like it's sitting on your nuts in a way. It was like, damn, I got a shit.
You never found out why?
Nah, man, I don't want to know why. I still be thinking about it, man. I be having withdrawals.
You gotta get some closure, bro.
You got me thinking about it, man.
I'm sorry, man.
You could have asked me something else. You could have asked me something else. You got me thinking about it, man.
Shut up, bro.
I'm gonna check her Instagram.
I'm checking my phone. That's
Oh, you can.
Oh, you can. I wanted to see how the Instagram was gonna end. I wanted to see how it was gonna end with the Instagram. Yo. Bro, that is a situation.
Is he serious?
Bro, that is a situation, bro.
He sat on her steps for 2 days.
Bro, that was a situation.
Because they was smashing for a week, and then she stopped responding to him.
Stop responding. He went to her house and sat outside for 2 days
Nah, my boy.
and said he left because he had to shit. That is funny. That is funny.
That's desperation. That's what that is.
Yo,
he got a
said
problem.
it was at the bottom of the bottom. I had to go, man.
Bro said that was the best he's ever had.
Yo,
I guess I can see why he would stay like that.
Now check this, right? It leads me to my question real quick. It don't even gotta be like in this regard. But what's just the thirstiest thing you've done for attention? Just for attention. Not for the draws, not just like.
I mean, bro, you honestly you ain't gonna believe it. I'm a boring.
I'm gonna believe it. All right,
I'm very boring. I don't think I really.
You're very vanilla.
I am very vanilla.
Yeah.
What have I done?
For attention, like you like a shorty, and you like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do to get her attention.
I don't know. Try to do a backflip, bro. I don't know to be honest. Cause I really wasn't. Bro,
no, you serious about this?
Nah, think about this. Nah, I think it was a front flip. Think about this, right? When I've already agreed with myself that I'm an ugly ass nigga, right? so me trying to be out there trying to impress females is kind of like, I don't know. It don't make sense. It don't add up. So I think this one time in high school I did, I was on a basketball team and I wasn't playing much. And there was this girl that I really did like a lot. And she was, I guess she said she liked me. She told her friends, right? But she was playing because she already had a boyfriend. And it was a joke. So each time at lunch, we played basketball. After lunch, I got like 4 more classes. Nigga, I'm sweating. Because I'm trying hard outside. Everybody, all the girls is outside watching.
Oh, yeah. You know when the girls
Shorty,
is out.
And Shorty was outside. And
every boy turned into NBA players when girls is at the court.
You don't understand, nigga. I was doing some Allen Iverson shit.
Right.
They were like, Rasheed, why you playing so hard? I'm like, bro, it's basketball. The whole time, the girl is outside watching. I'm like, yo, I got to impress her.
Know that you know she watching. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Nah, but I don't do much to impress nobody, to be honest. I don't kind of.
Nah, I felt that.
Yeah. What have you done? You gonna make me?
Yo, I've had some days. Let me see. Yo, it was one time, right? I liked this girl when I was younger, and I knew where she worked and stuff like that. She had told me, so I was like, I'm gonna pop up one day and surprise her, right? I was waiting outside for like an hour, right? Because I got there an hour before she got off.
Yeah.
It turns out she wasn't there the whole time. I was just waiting.
You was
made it
waiting
seem
on thin air.
Right, thin air. Just on my phone and shit. Just made it seem like I was calling an Uber waiting for it.
No,
you know what I'm saying? She wasn't there the whole time.
No, that's
I
crazy.
was texting her, calling her like, hey,
That's crazy.
What you doing? Da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, I'm home.
Yeah.
What?
She's like, I'm home, nigga. What are you talking about?
What?
Nah,
She
that's
like, what
crazy.
you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm just out here strolling, you know.
I think I told this one Puerto Rican girl I was Puerto Rican just so I can.
Oh,
I
my
can get her
God.
number.
Why would you say that?
Yeah. I was young, dog. I mean, I'm still young, but I was younger. I was younger. And
Is that,
stupid.
you only said that because your middle name Giancarlo?
Giancarlo.
Yo, you're mad. No, I hate this man.
I really did.
Facts.
Nah, sometimes you go through some desperate stuff, man.
Yo, yeah.
I also didn't land that front flip. I did. that was 9th grade. I remember that. I did not hit that front flip.
Yeah, you will remember if you landed it.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Fact, bro. I've realized with women, if you have a talent, it's easy to bag. It's easy.
Nah, it's true.
Yo,
It's
if
true.
you can like
That's
sing, dance,
play the drums,
it's
piano,
like,
piano.
Listen,
You play piano. You could draws drop.
What?
Every draw.
Dun 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 dun. baby. What? Bro, you have a talent.
Drop
it's a rap.
Crazy.
Women like to be entertained. Cheat code.
Yeah.
Have a talent.
Facts.
Know
Try
what
to
I'm saying?
sing or something. Do a magic trick.
Do a magic trick.
Yeah, some cards.
Know what I'm saying?
Have some cards going. I was watching this video. This guy on YouTube was saying he didn't really have much going on in his life, right? So he spent years learning how to do magic tricks.
Yeah.
And his now wife, he bagged her off of a magic
trick. See?
Which was crazy.
Bro,
and he spent years on that.
Now
Now
he's
he's like
a small talent, bro.
Facts.
Small.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to the dude.
Side
with
note.
talent.
Yeah. That's just side note. We gotta get into this conversation. How we doing?
We're doing phenomenal on time.
We good?
12 minutes. We
Let's
can
get
it done.
into it.
Yes.
NBA.
Oh boy.
We're gonna get into it. We at the end of the season, man. It's March.
Yeah.
We got about 12 games.
12 more games. Yeah, 11,
10
12.
to 12 more games
Yeah.
left. This MVP race is the closest it's been in a while. I'm just gonna go out and say it.
Yep.
There's a lot of people split down the middle between two clear players, between Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikola Jokic, who has 3 MVPs already.
Is it 3?
3 MVP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. 3 MVPs already. So I feel like this is definitely, not, I wouldn't say the most polarizing, but definitely the most, one of the more competitive MVP races in a while. There's been a few through recent years, but like in this modern era, I feel like this is really good to watch. This is a really good era to watch basketball, NBA basketball, because it's a lot of talent, a lot of records being broken. But what is your stance between Shai, Nikola Jokic? Give me your overall take. Why? Who and why gets the MVP for 2024-2025 season?
My instant thought, I'll tell you that I would choose Jokic. The reason why I would choose Jokic is because there's a stat out there that shows based on my definition of an MVP, basically. I get it. There's one definition,
contextualize it.
right? But to contextualize it, when he's not on the floor, his team is not good, right? When he's on the floor, his team and his teammates are top tier. You feel what I'm saying? And in my eyes, I think that that is the definition of what value you have for a team. And Jokic right now is averaging 28, 10, and 11, is it? Or 10, 20, 10 and 12? 29, 10 and 10. Let's say 29, 10 and 10. Yeah, 29, 12, and 10.
He said 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists for my watches.
Right. So that to me is incredible.
And 2 steals, by the way.
That to me is incredible. And he did that in the last
second in the NBA in assists.
Right. The last 2 MVPs that he had, he was averaging a triple double, right? Am I correct on that? I think, right? No, he wasn't. They went on percentage. Okay. Yeah, so I initially I'd say Jokic, and I say I know he's not gonna get it this year, and the reason he's not gonna get it this year is Shea is just polarizing, man. Shea is crazy. He's polarizing, and I also think media wise, bro, it's boring to see the dude that got 3 straight MVPs get a 4th one. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody that's averaging 35 or 33, 6 and
why isn't Giannis in it? Giannis is 30. 12.
Copy.
And 6. Same amount of assists as Alexander.
Right. Then you got to bring up team averages. You got to bring up where the team is placed.
The Bucks third.
Right. Third place. Third place. And the reason why
they up there.
Right. The reason why Shea is up there and probably the favorite to get it is because his team is good with him and his team is good without him. And he still make the team better when he's with him, which is crazier to think about. But I'm gonna go with Jokic just to be different. I'm gonna go with Jokic.
I think it'll be Gilgeous Alexander because they might be tired of Jokic.
Yes.
And if Giannis was winning, that would be his third. They just probably burned out from the big man.
They want a new face, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say to the reasoning that they might give it to Shea is not because I think we're tired of Jokic. I think it's more so because Shea Gilgeous has shown up to this point why he deserves it just as bad as a Jokic. I don't think we're tired of Jokic because let's use Jokic's case as an example. The dude who's top whatever in every category, right, should just get the MVP every season. If that's your logic, then LeBron James should probably have 6 or 7 of those things. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong.
MVP has always been more than just the impact on the numbers.
Yeah. Well, he did improve this year from last year.
Let me just break it down, though.
Yeah.
Because we talk about team averages, and you have to reward team winning in the conversation of MVP.
Yeah.
Most MVPs who have won through history are either first or second seed, first through third.
Yeah.
Most. Right?
Yeah.
You look at a player like Shea, who's putting up pretty much Michael Jordan-like numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Third season in a row, averaging 30. Let me start with Jokic. He's top 3 in every category.
Yeah.
Right? As we just said.
Yeah.
Efficiency out the roof. The most efficient center big man ever probably. But Shea, for me, I don't see Jokic being off the floor and his team being terrible as something to reward as much as Shea being off the floor and his team is not as bad. Like, I don't know. People might feel differently when it comes to that.
Yeah, well, I'm in the opposite of that.
Right, and I understand that for sure. But
Yeah.
I definitely feel the opposite in that regard. Like,
Right.
Shea has managed up to this season to have the best offense and the best defense. You have to think about what the time it took to build those pieces around him. Yeah.
Remember, Jokic won MVP. They was number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said most.
And Westbrook.
Yeah.
He won with 8th seed. Yeah.
And he won with I think he was 6, not an 8. I think he was 6 seed. But
it wasn't an 8th seed that year.
He was averaging a triple double when he was 8th. Yeah.
So that's why I said most, because I know you have those rare cases like a Russell, Jokic,
a James Harden as well.
No, James Harden, he was first or second in his thing.
Was he?
Yes.
Okay, my fault.
That's what I'm saying.
My fault.
Most.
My fault.
So that's why you have to think about the time it's taken for the pieces to develop around Shea. We're not just talking about Shea Alexander. We're talking about the pieces around him like a Chet, a J-Dub, who's an all-star defensive two-way player, but defensive monster. another defensive perimeter player
Dort.
in Lou
Yeah,
Dort,
Lou Dort,
who's
yeah.
also a 3 guy. You have Alex Caruso, another elite perimeter defender.
Yeah, 3-and-D guy. Yeah.
Isaiah Joe off the bench, Aaron Wiggins. Like, it's just too many pieces. And Chris Paul said it best to me when he said Shea's probably going to get it because the Oklahoma City Thunder have found a way to make everybody equal within their roles.
Yeah.
The Nuggets don't have that. And I'm going to counter with the whole when Jokic is off the floor. Jokic has players around him up to this point that are more experienced than players Shea has.
Right.
You have Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray,
Mm-hmm.
all these different pieces that been around Jokic and the system of the Nuggets for some time. So the fact that he has those pieces around him and is inconsistent and don't compliment him at this point is something to take away more than it adds to Jokic's MVP case. I hope I'm making sense when I say that.
No, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. And I think that's why there's a debate because there's a gray area with what an MVP really is.
It really depends on how you look at it because
what I'm
MVP
saying?
for the NBA also is about the story. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the story with it, right?
Because I'm saying, yeah, I am the most valuable player because my team is better when I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I am valuable, right? I'm probably the most valuable because I'm averaging a triple-double. If you added my assists to my points, that's a lot of
right.
I'm going crazy.
But then another way to look at it is like, okay, Shea could be like, I also am MVP because I'm the best player on the best team.
Right.
And that's another way to look at an MVP.
He can even drop 4 points and put those 4 points in assists as well.
In assists.
He'll be even.
That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
The whole free throw line merchant that people try to throw at
bro,
Shea.
they said the same thing about James Harden. I want to
No, but James Harden is different.
Yeah, but that's just smart basketball.
No.
Okay,
let me explain the difference.
Go ahead.
Let me explain the science.
Yeah.
James Harden was a foul baiter. He led the league. And they changed the rule because of him.
I think it's smart.
They changed the rule because of James Harden, bro, where you cannot foul bait. Feel me? When you're when in the act of shooting, primarily, right? James Harden led when during his MVP years was at the line at least 12 to 15 times, making about 8 to 10 of those.
That's how he was.
Right?
He was averaging 40.
Bro, I'm telling you, Shea, he makes about maybe 6 to 8 free throws a game. They said if you take away his free throws, because he leads the NBA in scoring,
he still dropping 30.
Leads the NBA he still leads the NBA in scoring.
Yeah.
If you take away every fourth quarter between all the top scorers, Shea still leads the NBA in scoring.
His shooting is in the 50s, right?
50, and 53%.
53%, which is amazing.
The purity within his game. Huh? What happened?
That's 60.
Yeah. But then you gotta understand.
Unless shots, though.
Unless shots, yes. Which is even yes. But then Jokic plays closer to the rim than Shea does.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
He does though.
Overall, he shoots his three.
Yeah, bring the mic.
He shoots about 3 a game.
Yeah.
What he shoot? 6?
Yes.
A game, probably.
Shea? Yeah, let's say Shea 4 to 6. 4 to 6. Yeah.
A game. All right. So, what do you say that is who's more dominant from 3 or?
No, I'm saying
being that Jokic plays close playing style. Jokic playing style is closer to the rim more overall.
Like he is going to be more efficient.
He's going to be more efficient because most of his shots are 10 feet in.
I mean, it's like Giannis. Think about
Giannis too.
Think about Giannis. Giannis is pretty efficient
versus Shea, right? He shoots from pretty much everywhere on the floor and from further distances more than a Jokic and a Giannis.
And so still 50%.
I would say. All right, Giannis he's more of a downhill. He's going. That's why his percentage is so high. He's just going.
Right,
down.
He goes downhill.
You missed a 3-point shot.
Right,
he's going.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jokic, he ain't that. He's more methodical.
Yes,
with his passing.
Yeah.
He also just takes smarter shots.
He just takes smart shots.
And he's not always in the post.
Yeah.
He's a ball handler.
Yes,
he's the big guy who handles the ball. That's why he's able to get those assists.
You could tell he's most comfortable though getting off his shots primarily because he has elite footwork.
Exactly.
At the rim, so he can really get it off.
He starts at the elbow.
And he go in.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Shay's all over.
Yes.
He could do it.
Shay could go but take you from the 3-point line into the lane.
But that's the point though. Is the different play style. Like Jokic is the most efficient based on how close he is to the rim most of the time.
We like the pizzazz. We don't like the boring.
Right.
So
and Shay,
we look at Jokic as more boring.
More fundamentals.
Basic,
yeah.
You know, and hey, the kids don't like to watch that.
Right.
But if the kids would watch it, you get a lot out of it.
Of course.
He got all that pizzazz. He got, he's skillful, but it looks more, what the kids would like to watch.
Yeah, there's more swag to it. Yeah. I definitely get that, and I think Shay definitely deserves it.
Oh, check.
Yeah, but yeah, bro. I would love to. I love where the debate is going, and congratulations to whoever gets the MVP, which is going to be
absolutely.
It's going to be Shay. It's going to be Shay.
Yo, leave him off on a positive note, man. We at the end of the show.
Yeah. So it's not going to be a quote. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Right. Give me one thing you've been trying to get better at.
One thing I've been trying to get better at?
Yeah.
That's a good question, man.
Very good question. It's a good positive note to end on, though.
Everything, bro. I think life is an infinite
I was hoping
experience.
you'd say something specific, but
I know you would, but
okay, Jezebel.
I'm too broad for that.
Damn Jezebel. This is what you is.
Life. You called me a Jezebel. Life is an infinite experience. You know what I'm saying? So everything under the sun that I'm doing, I would want to essentially get better at over time.
Okay.
In every category. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm just working to be a better person day by day overall.
Okay.
And that may look differently on different days. It's like, obviously, I focus on different tasks at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything, bro. I'm a self-improvement junkie, so.
Spoken like a true philosopher. I like that.
Just believe in yourself and you halfway there.
Believe in yourself.
I could do anything I put my mind to, honestly. Anything. I started this podcast, in my mind.
That's what Kevin Garnett say all the time. I would say something I've been trying to do better is actually responding to text messages. I have a very hard time responding to text messages, and I don't know why.
You're not even light skinned. That's crazy.
It's a pretty bad, because I don't really be around my phone that often. I'm either listening to a book, or my phone is somewhere else. But yeah, I've been trying to respond to calls and text messages. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
I like that, man.
Yeah,
you leaving them on a positive note.
That's the respond to your text messages, y'all. Okay, respond to your loved ones.
Yeah.
I don't respond to him often. I should.
Yeah, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him. It's to a point where it's just a number that pop up in his picture. It's not even his name no more. Because I'm tired.
I'm trying.
It's crazy.
But yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching.
Yo, thank you for watching. Let me leave them all for my words.
Yeah, do thing.
Quick. Listen, I had to save this post because this is bar of 2025. Don't mess up your progress trying to rush the process. If February didn't March, April, May. Oh my God. Bars. Subscribe to the channel.
Bullet.
Subscribe to the channel.
God. Yes.
Can't Make This Up podcast. Episode 28. Jayreal Suave. Rasheed. Signing out.